Hello everyone. I start today. I'm joking. Hi everyone and welcome to the Hustle Table. My name is Natalie.
My name's Aisha.
And we are bringing, as you know, discussions, this table across to you. We're not waiting for someone to make the table for us. We're going to make it ourselves and hand our knowledge over to you guys. So we are really excited. Do you see how excited I was about that? Really excited. No, because it's a topic that always seems to crop up for black women. So we thought, you know what, we'll bring this discussion to the table. We'll delve into it a little bit more. And the discussion today we will be looking at is, why am I always the only black woman sitting in this room? So,
I'm the only black woman in the room.
Literally.
Such a regular thing for me to say.
So, Aisha, do you want to kick off your thoughts about it?
I feel like it's weird because I'm focusing on a couple things, on my career and then in general in life. So obviously I live in a relatively white area, so I am also one of the only black people on the road.
Kent.
But also, career-wise, for the majority of my career, apart from when I worked in Nigeria, because even in South Africa, a lot of the time I was the only black woman in the room, funnily enough. Sad.
To be fair, when we both worked in the same team...
Were we the only black? Wait, no.
No, there was also...
Oh, yeah.
There was a few other people.
Yeah.
But that's probably the only time.
But that's also because of the grade.
Yeah, we'll come on to that.
As we got promoted, that stopped happening. So the lower down we were, the more black women there were in the room. The higher up we got in our company, the fewer black women there were. So let me give you a couple of examples of when I've been the only black person in the room or some incidences. So there was a time that we had like a corporate event. And I was tired. I couldn't bother to do my hair. I literally just tied it up in my bun, in an afro. And I think my colleagues hadn't seen my hair out. So I'm there, with my hair. And I even put gel, I even slicked it up and then just had a puff.
Even do try.
Do you know what I mean? I did edges and all sorts. And then one of the women, another female as well, was like to me, oh, I love that you people can do stuff with your hair. But don't you think your hair's a bit urban for a corporate event?
What does urban mean, please?
What does it mean? And plus, who the hell are you to tell me how I can have my hair? Secondly, I didn't know there were rules to how you have your hair. I wasn't aware of it. But that was incident one. Incident number two was the area I work in is like central London, and most of my clients are middle-aged white men. There's a few Arab men, but it's generally men. And middle-aged or older. So I was with one of my clients, went into the room, and I said to him, I was like, hi. And he looked me up and down and he was like, I wasn't expecting you to look like that. At that point, I wasn't even sure if he was talking about the fact that I'm black or the fact that I'm female or the fact that I looked young, because I don't tend to wear makeup to work. So I wasn't even sure. So I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, oh, nothing. Sat down with him. Sat down, we're having a conversation, and this guy is studying me, like really studying me. And he was like, can I ask you a question? Where are you from originally?
Oh, I love that question. Oh, I'm from here. No,
originally.
Your origins. Your origins.
Your parents. Like, where are they from? So obviously, I said Nigeria. And his response was, oh, I'm so sorry you're from there. And I'm like... I'm like, what are you apologizing? I'm proud of where I come from. What are you apologizing for? He was like, oh, I've worked in Nigeria. I've worked with a couple of Nigerians. They're pretty fraudulent. I hope you're not going to 419 my account. Firstly, I don't even know what 419 means. For anyone that doesn't know, 419 is the...
I know what 419 is.
Yeah, it's in the Nigerian constitution. It basically means fraud, innit? It's one of the constitutions.
Yeah, they used to say that a lot in school.
But how does he know what it means? Secondly, how dare you ask me that? Because what you don't know is I could 419 your account. I could.
Disclaimer.
Just thrown out there. She won't. I could. But
disclaimer, she won't.
I'm not going to. But the fact that you had the audacity to put me in that category is annoying. Third incident was when I got sent to training. We have this training thing that we do with lending. It's like a conference thing, and you stay there overnight. You stay there for 3 or 4 days. Went to this training thing, and it was in Wales somewhere. And I specifically said, look, I want a London one. I don't know why you're sending me to Wales, but they sent me to Wales. And we stayed over, the conference had finished. I went to the pool. I think I was watching Love Island at the time. So obviously I'm there like videoing the hotel. And I overhear a woman say, oh, I had a dream that all black people were exterminated. Imagine a world without black people. Imagine what an amazing world that would be. Now obviously I got the whole thing on camera. And I remember stopping, and I could see in my camera screen, she was speaking to an Asian man and a white man, and the Asian man said, like, pointed at me as if to say, there's a black woman there. And her response was, I was okay, she's got headphones in. So I took my headphones out and said to her, no, I heard what you said. You are just very, very fortunate that we're in a work environment, because now I have to respond to this in a professional manner as opposed to what I really want to do to you. So I had to report it, and that's another story for another day. But do you know what exterminate means?
Yeah.
Exterminate is like permanently...
I've watched The Terminator.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what that means. Like, that's mad.
Permanently destroy a whole race. Why? What's your reason?
I can't even speak on that.
What's your rationale? You actually have no reason. And it's mad because, like, it was comfortable for her to say so, because I was the only black female. I said female. I was the only black person there. Not even black female. I was the only black person there. So she can frivolously have those conversations because in her head, no one's gonna hear it and be offended. You just didn't know. You don't know that it's me. I'm always the odd one out in those situations. You had experiences of being. I mean, you're always the only black woman in the room, but you got any story times?
I have a few. I mean, a lot of my stories are a little bit like yours, where, you know, someone's made a comment saying the N-word, and I'm like,
wow.
So let me even delve into that, because I feel like I just kind of, I went to the jump line and I didn't really explain. So it was in an old role that I was doing, an old role that is now an old role for you as well. But I was going out to see one of my clients. I was very fortunate at the time that I was taking my line manager across, because they do these things where they do like, you know, they review how your appointments are going and stuff like that. So my line manager came with me to this appointment. It was a customer that I'd met before. So it wasn't like a brand new customer. I'd met him before. I thought he was cool. I thought, okay, this is a good one for my line manager to come to. We went, we came to the premises, just for some context. He, you know, ran a child daycare place, whatever. And we were just talking about, you know, his processes, how he deals with his staff and stuff, and how difficult it can be working in children's services. And then for some reason, he thought it was very comfortable to express how he goes through training with his colleagues. So new people that come into the business, how he basically trains them up. And he was basically describing one incident, and he was like, yeah, so, you know, if you was to start, pointing at me, he was like, if you was to start here and, you know, you wanted to become a children care service, you know, user, I would ask you, how would you be able to deal if one of these children called you a nigger? And he looked me dead in my eye, right? Probably about this pre-COVID-19, probably about this amount of space. And he was like, yeah, you know, that's one of the questions I would ask you. How would you deal with if one of the young kids called you an N-word? And me, at this time, I don't even know how old I was. I was probably about 21. So still relatively young. Had my manager sitting behind me, so I can't see what my manager's reaction is as well. Just for continuity, again, I was the only black person in the room. My manager was white. Although my manager at the time, cannot fault him whatsoever, completely backed me and supported me. But at that point in time, I was a little bit like you, because I was like, if this was on road, right, you wouldn't still be standing there. I probably would have reacted like, I don't know what I would have done. Would I have chucked something in your face? Would I have spat in your face? Would I have, like, what would I have done? I don't know. But because I'm in my work environment, because I know my line manager's right behind me, I can tell you, and I think from when he said it, my facial expression was Like, automatically you can't even control your facial expression. So I think from the moment that he said it and he saw my face, he was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, that type of language, I really don't. I'm not here for it. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's just I was using that as an example of what I would say and XYZ. Long story short, I wasn't his relationship manager for long. They moved him away from me. They closed down his account XYZ for using language that shouldn't be used. But like you said, there's a lot of incidences where, especially when you're in a professional unit, it's very difficult to, I want to say hold yourself, but conduct yourself in the right way, if that makes sense. And I think this year more so, and when I say this year, I mean 2020 more so, like when we look at George Floyd and all of that kind of stuff that kicked off this year, I think especially me and like you, last year, 2020, whatever year we're in. But yeah, when George Floyd kind of kicked off in 2020 and, we all witnessed, again, another black man at the hands of a white police officer. I think especially in the bank in 2020, there was a lot of conversations that we had that were really difficult. And a lot of the time, we was the only black person in that room. So another example that I really want to bring to the table is when that all happened in 2020, and, I think we could be candidly honest and say there was a period of time where we were sitting waiting, like, when is someone going to say something?
Yeah.
Like, when is someone from our company going to be like, do you know what? We recognise that all of the black colleagues in the US and the UK and across the globe are feeling this. This is what we want to do. And there was an intermittent silence. I'll be completely honest with you. There was an intermittent silence for a few weeks before something came out.
Months.
And it got to the point for me, in the division that I worked in, that I was like, I can't sit here as a black woman, feel absolutely deflated every single day because you go on social media, you're seeing footage of a black man being killed, you're seeing footage of someone putting their knee on his neck for like 9 minutes. Like, it is the most defeating feeling as a black person, and then to have to come to work 9 o'clock, have a smile on your face, talk to your customers, it just didn't make sense to me. So really difficult, and something that I don't usually do, but I can have these conversations with you and I can have these conversations with other black people because they get it. Like, it's not like I'm bringing something to the table. It's something that's already known. But this year I just couldn't be silent. And I said to my very ballsy, but I said to like my MD and CEO at the time, what are you doing to make a difference? I understand we work for this company, and we got to wait for the company to do certain things, but you in your space, in your division, you have power to make some sort of influence. What is it that you're going to do? Because I can't sit here and, go to your customers in your division and be like, oh, how amazing it is, when I don't feel supported as a black female. And I think that's where we're seeing the change of shift this year, more so 2020 leading into 2021. We're seeing a shift where it's like, okay, we might not have a table, like hustle table, we might not have a table, but we'll create our own table, we'll create our own space, and we'll make sure we are being heard. And I think that's so empowering. I think especially when I look at how the bank was 8 years ago when I started. Bro, the stuff that we have done this year and we have said this year to senior leaders, if we had said that 8 years ago, probably would have got fired. Can't lie to you.
Now, I feel like the media is a little bit on our side, because if you fire me for voicing my opinion, I'm going to BBC, I'm going to ITV, I'm going to E4, I'm going to everything. Everywhere. Like, I've done it with other stuff. I would do it with this. Yeah. I don't mind. I just feel like being the only black person in the room is something that needs to change, and it's something that needs to change very quickly. No, not quickly. It doesn't need to change quickly, because it's just not going to change quickly. It's a long-term process. But I feel like it's about having your voice heard, and just don't be afraid to have those conversations, because what's the worst they can do in this current climate?
Well, I think there's 2 points there as well. There should be more black people in the room, but I think the black people that are in those rooms need to be opening up the doors for other black people, because this is also something that we do find, like a lot of black people, once they get to their position where they are, it's almost like, this is me. I'm here. I mean, I will support you from afar, but I don't really want to. And I think that's the culture we need to change as black people ourselves. So I'm very conscious that, you know, like I said, I've been fortunate in my career, and, you know, I've never really had problems with getting promotions and stuff like that. But I will still support my mates and stuff that are still trying to get to the position that I've gotten to. Do you get where I'm coming from? Because if one of us if we all win, if one of us wins, we all win. So we are powerful more as a unit. So that's my mentality. But I have recognised that, you know, there's certain people that are black that are higher above than me that I've gone to ask for mentoring or career advice or just sponsorship, and it's almost like I've come to a brick wall, and I don't understand, because you're still the only black person in the room. So
you know the struggle.
Yeah, so that's just another point. If you're in that space where you can help people, open up the doors for them, bro, because someone opened up the door for you.
It's not a pyramid theory. There's not only one person that needs to be the top. We can all get there.
Exactly.
Simple as. Well, on that note, thanks for watching our little... what even was the topic? Being the only black woman in the room.
Like I said, it's a passionate one for us.
Yeah. So if you have any stories yourself, let us know. Comment, message us, DM us.
Leave a comment down below.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Thanks, guys.
See you later.
See you next time.